And get the brolly out again. Cloudy day today, rain at times for many, and we've got more wet weather to come in the outlook. Morning, Charlie. Morning as well. Hope you're well. Lovely day yesterday for many areas. Dry, bright day. Today, slightly different one. A lot more cloud around than yesterday, and just about all of us can expect some rain at times.
The aurora, I've been getting lots of pictures on social media from people who enjoyed these in Scotland. Where else has it been seen? Because I'm jealous again.
I've actually seen pictures as far south as Norfolk, Nottinghamshire, these sort of areas. Actually quite a strong aurora last night, Naga. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. It was a bit of a double celestial treat for some. Saw beautiful scenes like this. This was Bonner Bridge in the Highlands. A mix of colours out there, particularly strong during the first part of the night. But it wasn't just that. There was also a lunar halo in progress to the south and west. So this is where the moon shining through ice crystals caused this ring around the moon, and of course that moon particularly bright because it's heading towards a full moon today. It starts this afternoon, heads into tonight, known as a cold moon of course at this time of the year, and it's the last supermoon of the year too. Now supermoon is when a moon is that little bit brighter and a little bit bigger in the sky compared to your average moon, and that's all down to the way it revolves around, it goes around the Earth. The closer it is on that pathway, the closer, of course, and the bigger we see it. So a supermoon compared to a micromoon, which when it's the other side of its orbit. Will you see it tonight? Well, not much chance across some parts of Scotland, northeast England, but elsewhere there will be some clear skies around, best of which through central and eastern parts of England.
And did the Earth move for you? We report on the small earthquake that shook Lancashire and the lakes last night.
3.3 magnitude earthquake hit parts of the northwest of England last night, with some people saying it shook their homes and felt like an explosion.
Data suggests that the quake occurred just off the coast of Silverdale in Lancashire, and the earthquake was then felt across Lancashire and the Southern Lake District, including the towns of Kendal and Ulverston. Get more on that a little later.
Good morning. We thought we'd talk about the earthquake, first of all, that we've seen in the northwest of England. Of course, a 3.3 on the Richter scale. Let me just explain Richter scale to you. It's a logarithmic scale, which means that each increment we go up, the impacts get greater and greater. So a magnitude 4 is 10 times stronger, 32 times more energy released compared to a 3. You need a level 4, level 5 magnitude before you start to see things fall off shelves, 5 or 6 before things start to see any damage. So a 3.3 should hopefully not have caused too much damage across the northwest England. But we have had a magnitude 6 earthquake in the UK before. That was in 1931 at Dogger Bank, luckily offshore, so it didn't cause too much damage. But I've been reliably told by one of my colleagues who was living in Wales at the time, this one in Clean Peninsula was felt quite widely. And did you know there are around 300 earthquakes every year here in the UK, but only 10% of them, so around 30, are felt by us. So there you go. That's what's happening out there with the earthquake situation that we've seen across the northwest of England this morning. Weather-wise, well, we've got more rain to come over the next few days. Certainly wetter today compared with yesterday. A very windy end to the day, especially in the west. We could see winds top 60 miles an hour around hills and coast.
All right, well, never mind. What you got?
Here we go then. We've got something a little bit different today out there weather-wise. Not a bad start here though in Shetland just a short while ago ahead of sunrise. One of the brightest spots actually through today.
Contrast in weather, definitely, Matt. Morning.
Good morning. Oh, yeah, definitely compare with yesterday. But some at the end of yesterday also got a bit of a treat, especially for sky gazers. Pretty strong aurora during yesterday evening. This one captured as far south as Norfolk. Small chance we could see some tonight. Others got to see a lunar halo, double one in some places, as a high cloud drifted in front of the moon, which, of course, today is the full moon.
Hello again. So the weather story remains unsettled as we go through the next few days. Now on Friday, for many of us, it will be a largely dry day, but it certainly gets off to a chilly start with some frost and some fog patches to watch out for. But there will be some sunshine in the mix. But later on the day, we have got some outbreaks of rain working their way towards us.
Got to concentrate on the weather now. You'll be singing in the rain today, I suspect. There was a lot of it, wasn't there? And it really was heavy and persistent, particularly across the far southeast. It's moving its way steadily north and east, but behind it, clearing skies, and there were a few scattered showers. But that's a great opportunity under those clear skies to see the last full moon of the year. So just take a little peep out of those curtains and you might well be surprised and delighted, hopefully.
They were very lucky, actually, Assad, getting the drier spell this evening, because for most of the day it looked rather like this. We had a lot of rain here in London and in the southeast in general. Quite a slow-moving front, grey skies across the board, but through the end of the afternoon, we just started, as it headed towards sunset, to see that cloud lift away northwards, so we had some drier spells, and that's good news.
And despite the festive lights, visibility could be poor as we have a fog warning in place. Find out where and when later on in the programme.
And Joe is at a very wet, windy winter wonderland in York tonight. There's a tongue twister for you, Joe. How's the festive spirit bearing up?
It hasn't stopped raining, Mary, this afternoon here in York, but it's done nothing to dampen the festive spirit here out on the ice rink at Yorkshire's Winter Wonderland. Absolutely gorgeous evening. Everyone's smiling, but it has been very wet across many parts of the UK today. In fact, December, we're only on the 4th, has been really wet across the UK as a whole. Many parts of the UK have already received around 30% of their monthly rainfall, and we're only on the 4th. And I'm afraid there's more to come as well over the next few days and weeks, with no real settled weather in sight at all. As you can see on the pressure sequence here, as we head through the next few days and into the weekend, low pressure dominates. We'll see spells of wet and windy weather, a few drier slots here and there, and it could feel quite chilly at times. But as we head into the new week, no sign of anything settling down, and potentially very wet and windy to start next week as well. Now back to the here and now. It's wet here this evening, but things are set to improve across the whole of the UK as that rain band moves northwards. Then it will turn very chilly tonight, so we could see a widespread frost. Icy conditions not just on the ice rink, but widely, where we see any moisture on the roads tonight as temperatures drop away. But the real feature down in the southeast tonight will be fog. There could be a few freezing fog patches, and the Met Office has released a yellow weather warning for fog tonight, covering the London area, but also the home counties from around midnight tonight until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Could be quite tricky out there visibility-wise, particularly in tomorrow morning's rush hour, where that fog will be extending till around 8 or 9 o'clock. Back to the here and now, let's take a look at the forecast and see if it's going to dry up. Once we get rid of this rain, frost and fog will form overnight tonight for many parts of the UK. And for many, a dry start tomorrow, a few showers here and there. But later on in the day, the next batch of wet and windy weather will sweep in from the southwest. Now, if you're into supermoons, tonight's full moon is called the coal moon, and it is going to be huge. Skies will clear across many parts of the UK, so you might get a very good viewing of that tonight.
Wonderful. Joe, thank you.